In this part 4 of the lecture Vector Algebra Addition and Subtraction, we will learn about law of parallelogram. Okay, let us start with an example. Suppose this is a book on your table and you are sitting here. This is your left hand and this is your right hand. Now, if you push the book with your left hand, you will see the book is traveling to this direction. Again, if you push the book with your right hand, you will see the book is moving in this direction. But what if you push the book with both of your hands in these respective directions? What will happen? The book will travel to this direction. Why? The reason lies in the law of parallelogram. Now, what is the law of parallelogram? The law is if two adjacent arms drawn from an angular point of a parallelogram represent the magnitude and direction of two vectors of same kind. Okay, let us implement this in a figure. This is the book. You are forcing it to this direction with your left hand and you are forcing it to this direction with your right hand. Now, in which direction the book will travel? We see acting on a particle, and what is the particle in this case? The particle is the book. At a time. That means you need to apply the force at the same time. Then the diagonal of the parallelogram drawn from that point. Okay, we complete the parallelogram here, which is this and this. This is the parallelogram. Then the diagonal of the parallelogram drawn from that point. From which point? From the application of force point. From this point, the diagonal which is drawn, this one, will represent the magnitude. So, the length of this diagonal is the magnitude of the resultant. In this case, when two forces are applied on an object at the same time, by applying the law of parallelogram, we can get the magnitude and direction of the resultant. Now, let us complete the figure. This book is at the point O and it is forced to the point P by the left hand, and this is forced to the point Q by the right hand. And let us give a name to the fourth point C and give the name of the vectors. OP vector is denoted by A, OQ vector is denoted by B. Since OQ and PC are the opposite sides of a parallelogram, therefore their length is same, so their magnitude is also same, and they are parallel to each other, and their direction is also same. So we can say these two vectors are equal vectors. Therefore OQ vector is equals to PC vector. Again, likewise, we can say the other two sides, which are OP and QC, these two vectors are also equal vector. So in this case, we can write PC vector equals to B vector. We can write. Now, applying triangle law in this triangle, we get OP plus PC equals to OC. OC is the resultant. Now, what is denoted by OP? OP is denoted by A vector. And what is denoted by PC? PC is denoted by B vector. And what is OC? OC is denoted by the resultant, which is R vector. So this is the summary of the law of parallelogram. Now coming on to the point determination of the magnitude of the resultant, we draw the previous figure, which is this one, and we draw the resultant here. The angle between this P and Q vector is taken as alpha, and the angle between P vector and R vector is taken as theta, and we draw a perpendicular line from the point C on the extended line of OA, which is at the point D. If the angle between P and Q is alpha, then this angle of angle CAD will also be alpha. From right angle triangle ODC, we get OC square equals to CD square plus OD square by applying Pythagoras theorem. OC square is equals to CD square plus OA plus AD square, since OD is equals to OA plus AD. From triangle ACD, by applying trigonometry, we get sine alpha equals to perpendicular by hypotenuse, which is CD by AC. Therefore, CD equals to AC sine alpha. AC is denoted by the vector Q. Since AC vector and OB vector are equal vectors, Q sine alpha. Again, we get from this triangle cos alpha equals to base by hypotenuse, which is AD divided by AC, or AD equals to AC cos alpha, or AC is denoted by what? Q. Q cos alpha. Therefore, we get OC square equals to CD equals to Q sine alpha square plus OA is denoted by P vector plus AD is equal to Q cos alpha square. Now, Q square sine square alpha plus P square plus 2PQ cos alpha plus Q square cos square alpha equals to, we take Q square common, sine square alpha plus cos square alpha from these two quantities, and plus P square plus 2PQ cos alpha. We know the value of sine square alpha plus cos square alpha is 1. Therefore, Q square plus P square plus 2PQ cos alpha. And we know what is denoted by OC. OC is denoted by the resultant, which is R. Therefore, OC square is equals to R square. R square equals to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. Therefore, the resultant R equals to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. So, this is the formula related to the magnitude of the resultant of two vectors which are acting at an angle alpha. Now we come to the second point, which is determination of the direction of the resultant. From this figure, we see in the triangle OCD, we get tan theta equals to perpendicular by base CD by OD. Again, we get OD equals to OA plus AD. Therefore, tan theta equals to CD divided by OA plus AD. CD is denoted by AC sine alpha. We put the value of CD, AC sine alpha. And OA is denoted by P vector. This OA vector denoted by the P vector, P plus, and AD is denoted by Q cos alpha. This one, Q cos alpha. So we know the value of AC. What is AC? AC is denoted by Q vector. This one, this AC is denoted by the Q vector. Q sine alpha equal divided by P plus Q cos alpha, tan theta. Therefore, theta equals to tan inverse Q sine alpha divided by P plus Q cos alpha. Now, what is denoted by theta? Theta was denoted by the angle between the resultant and P vector. The angle between the resultant and P vector. Therefore, the direction of the resultant from P vector is equal to theta equals to tan inverse Q sine alpha divided by P plus Q cos alpha. Now coming to our third topic, which is maximum and minimum resultant. We get the magnitude of the resultant was R equals to root over P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. What is the alpha? Alpha is the angle between P and Q vector. Now, let us see, in case of maximum resultant, previously you forced this book with your right hand towards this direction and towards this direction with your left hand, and the book moved to the direction of the diagonal, which is formed by the parallelogram, like this way. But in this case, to find out the maximum resultant, how will the book travel the fastest? How will the book face the most amount of force? How? If you push the book with both of your hands in the same direction. Now when you push the book in the same direction with both of your hands, that is with both of the force P and Q, what is the angle between P and Q vectors? The angle would be 0 degree. Why? See, P vector is towards this direction and Q vector is also towards this direction, acting at the same point of the book. Since these two lines are parallel to each other, the angle between them would be 0 degree. So we put the value of alpha equals to 0. We get P square Q square plus 2PQ cos 0 degree equals to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ. The value of cos 0 degree is 1. Now we get root over P plus Q whole square. The square and root is eliminated, and then we get resultant equals to P plus Q. In what case? This is the value of the resultant when it is maximum. Therefore, R max equals to P plus Q. Now in case of minimum value of the resultant, we know R equals to root over P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. Now in the case of finding the minimum resultant, let us take an example. Previously, in case of maximum resultant, you gave the force to the book from the same direction towards the same direction. But in order to find the minimum resultant, suppose you are giving a force of 50 Newton with your left hand towards this direction and 30 Newton force with your right hand towards this direction. See, the direction of these two vectors is exactly opposite to each other. So the angle between the vectors is 180 degree, and the value of cos 180 degree is what? Minus 1. So in order to find the minimum resultant, you need to take the vectors as opposite to each other. That is, the angle between these two vectors will be 180 degree. Yeah. Now putting the value of 180 degree in alpha, we find out the minimum resultant, which is root over P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos 180 degree. Root over P square plus Q square plus 2PQ into minus 1. Because the value of cos 180 degree is minus 1. Then we get P square plus Q square minus 2PQ. And then we get root over P minus Q whole square. This square and root will cut out each other, and then we will get P minus Q. This is the value of the minimum resultant. So we get 4 formula from this law of parallelogram, which is R min equals to P minus Q, R max equals to P plus Q, the value of theta, which is the angle between the P vector and the resultant, is tan inverse 1 Q sin alpha divided by P plus Q cos alpha. And then finally the magnitude of the resultant between two vectors which are acting at an angle alpha with each other is equal to root over P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. Now summarizing, we get when two vectors towards the same direction and they are parallel to each other, we get the maximum resultant. And when two vectors act opposite to each other, then we get the minimum resultant. So this is the ending of the long lecture 2.5, which is vector algebra, addition and subtraction.